And the next two verses bring it all together. And the next two verses, well, verse 9 has the whole flux of what I'm going to be talking about. I'm going to spend a lot of time talking about verse 9, but verse 8 tells us this. It says, above all, maintain constant love for one another, for love covers a multitude of sins. What does that mean? Love covers a multitude of sins. I don't think we understand love. If you were here last week, you understand how much we don't understand love. We don't understand how we're supposed to love each other, be with one another. And this love isn't talking about loving your enemies. Yeah, we can love our enemies. But it's talking about the love in and amongst us. Because sometimes we can be in a room and feel like the most unloved people by the people around us. I lived there my entire youth group's existence. Felt unwanted, unknown, unliked, unloved. And there I was in a room full of people. So it shows you how much we don't understand it. Even when we get it, we don't understand it. Even when people show love to us, we don't accept it. It's a two-way street. It's a community thing. Love is an action thing. I've said it before. I mentioned it last week, but you don't always have to like people to love them, do you? I can love you. I love my sister. Love her to death. Sometimes I wish she was dead. I'm kidding. I love my sister. We had our fights. We had our wars. We were at times where we didn't want to look at each other. We always loved each other. Church, we got to love each other. That means we got to be there for each other. That means we got to do things for each other. We got to open up our hearts, open up our rooms, open up our lives to let people in. And we're going to get to that in a second, more of that. Wayne Grudem puts it this way, explains this verse, and it says, where love abounds in fellowship of Christians, many small offenses and some larger ones are readily overlooked and forgotten. It says love covers a multitude of sins. If we love people, then they can do things to us, and we'll love them back. We got to have the love of a dog and not the love of a cat. You know what the difference is, right? A cat loves you when they want to love you, right? You got to earn a cat's love. You walk into the room and the cat will look at you like, die. Or the cat will look at you and say, gotta feed me now, right? You know what I'm talking about. You've seen a dog loves you no matter what. You walk into a room, the dog's like, hey, you're here. All right, where have you been? Let me love you. Let me lick you and kiss you and love on you. And I'll do whatever you want me to do. And you're like, okay, I got to go to the bathroom. You stay right there. You go into the bathroom, come out 5 minutes later, the dog's like, hey, you're here. I love you. I haven't seen you in a while. Where you been? I want to love on you, hug you. I'll do whatever you want me to do. You slap the dog across the room. And sometimes the dog comes back and says, oh, there you are. I love you. I love you. Sorry, I forgive you. But I just hurt you. I don't care. I love you. That's the kind of love we have to have for everybody. They're going to do stuff to us. They're going to be bad to us. They're going to be mean to us. But we still got to love them. God told us to. So we got to have the love of a dog instead of a cat. But I think a lot of us, we want to stick with that cat mentality. We're like, whatever you can do for me, if you do something for me, then I'll love you. If you treat me good, then I will love you no matter what. Or on my terms. I love you on my terms. My mom had a cat. I got to tell you this. My mom's cat, Shakiki. She was bipolar or something. So she'd come up to you and she'd be loving all over you. You're petting her, loving on her, and next thing you know, and you're like, you're bleeding from like here down because I don't know if you touched the wrong spot or she was just done with you. I don't know. That's the problem with, that's the kind of love we have, though. You're like, I'm going to love you until I don't want to anymore. And then I'm going to tear you up and not like you anymore. But anyway. And it's summed up. So it says, be serious, sober-minded, for the sake of your prayers. Above all, maintain constant love for one another, for love covers a multitude of sins. And here's the hard part. Here's the part that we in the West don't understand. The New American Standard put it this way. Offer hospitality to one another without complaining, without grumbling. And that's the word we're going to focus on for a little while.
Grumbling?
Grumbling. No. Hospitality. When you think of hospitality, what do you think of?
Hospital.
Hospital? What else do you think of?
Serving people.
Florence Nightingale. Okay. We have a hospitality ministry here, right?
Yes.
What is a hospitality ministry here?
Organized parties.
Organized parties. Okay. We have there's a hospitality and hotel management
Yes.
degree somewhere in some colleges. I don't know where.
Organized parties and get paid for it.
Widener has one. And they teach you how to
You
do
might
what?
know this if you were a chaplain.
I would. I'm learning still. I'll know it next year, I promise. Hospitality and hotel management talks about managing hotels and making people feel comfortable in hotels and organizing parties. We got a bad idea of what hospitality is. Is that hospitality? Sure. We talk about Southern hospitality. And if my Southern folks were here, they'd understand, they'd be able to help me out on this. Because when you think of the South, you think Southern hospitality makes you feel all warm and cozy and welcome. Have a seat there. Well, the South almost has it. But hospitality is, in the Western view and the Jewish view, are totally different. Their life was governed. Their laws of social interaction was governed by hospitality. Hospitality was open up to the foreigner, to the stranger, to the people of other lands. People they didn't know they offered hospitality to. They were required to offer hospitality to these people. See, in their culture, they existed in this honor and shame mentality. This honor and shame dynamic that we don't have here in the West. We don't care about honor. We don't understand honor. But if they did something to injure somebody, or they did something against their honor code, then it brought shame upon them and upon their family. And that's the one thing. That was worse than death. Bringing shame to your family was worse than death.